So this experiment, this model is to model if how James Chadwick or some other scientists found a new subatomic particle in an atom, which is neutron. In the early 1900s, scientists did not know that neutrons existed. So when they drew a diagram of an atom, they only drew protons and electrons in the orbit around it. However, neutrons were found by James Chadwick. So earlier than that, scientists measured the mass or the weight of 2 hydrogen and 1 helium. And according to their theory, the masses of these two the 2 hydrogen and 1 helium should be equal, because helium has 2 protons, which 2 hydrogens would have 2 protons. But those 2 hydrogens did not have neutrons, but the helium had 2 neutrons. So when they measured it, helium was 2 times heavier than the 2 hydrogens. So they thought that there is something else inside helium, or an atom, that makes it heavier. And they also thought that it should not be a charged subatomic particle, because as you know, a helium, if there are 2 electrons and 2 protons, they are neutral. That's why they thought that something that is not charged but which weighs quite similar probably as protons exist in helium gas. So James Chadwick, who came in 1932,
memorized, guys. Who's grading table? He memorized it.
Had this experiment. So he had beryllium, which is a metal, which has the mass of 9 AMUs and 4 protons. So the periodic number is 4. He shoot the alpha particle, which is helium plus 2, to the beryllium. So what happened there is that this beryllium emitted a particle which they could not know what it is. And when they put paraffin, which is a hydrocarbon, which is rich in hydrogen, here, beside beryllium, the scientists could observe that those things that are emitted from the beryllium hit the paraffin, and the protons from the paraffin were shoot out. So they concluded that this thing is not a gamma ray as of first, because gamma ray is lighter than a proton, that it cannot hit protons and emit it out from paraffin, because this is heavier than gamma ray. So what they did is that they from that experiment they realized that what beryllium emitted in fact was neutrons.
So let's see how the experiment works.
So this is the alpha particle. You will use a rubber band.
Alpha particle. What did they use to emit the alpha particle? What is the source?
What
element did they use?
They used...
Allah.
I forgot.
Okay, not perfect. Whoever's grading. Okay. So what was that element? You can check.
Really?
Do you have any questions? Well, do you kind of understand what it is, right? So he said whatever is emitted by beryllium should be strong enough to kick out a proton from paraffin. You know what paraffin is?
It's a hydrocarbon.
Actually, I can show you what a paraffin is. Can I